And we should have, okay. I've got this plugged in to my charger, which is a big deal because I don't want to run out. And I want to try to get this all, if I can. See, you see, you have a pretty small piece of real estate here. I'll try to stay exactly where that is aimed and then fill you in. What I have is engine number 2, and let me verify the view. Oh yeah, this is a great view. Okay, it has a problem. It is lugging down low. When I get the volts up and all, it's fine, but it has trouble running slow. So what I wanted to do was get some of this stuff off of here and get it down to the bare chassis so I can spin the wheels and see what's going on. Is there any friction in there? And then come back and start adding the motor and see how it spins, measure the amps and whatnot, see what happens to that. So, oh, okay, let's see. I can leave that on. I think that'll be okay. This should all lift off. So let's just get started with the disassembly of this engine. And I see I'm going to need a Phillips to get those. And I seem to have left the Phillips somewhere else. Here it is. There we go. Now we're ready. So this comes off with 2 screws. All right. This unplugs here. That screw is loose. Now I get this screw. It's loose. Okay. So he's off pretty much, except for that. Okay. Well, I think if I slide him over, I should be able to get this screw here. And then, that's good, thank you. Slide him back over this way and get this screw here. This is the adapter plate. This is how the adapter plate gets bolted down. The board is a little big, so it's generously applied there. I thought I could get this up out of the way. Maybe I can't. There I can. Okay, we're out. Okay, good. Now this is out of the way. This is all in a fit. Oh wow, piece of thin thing there. Yeah, that seems okay. All right, now I'm going to tip this over and get the ash pan off because we still have all of our connections there. So I don't want to create any stress on that. So I'm taking the ash pan off the bottom. And I'll show you the connector set up there as soon as that comes off. There we go. Now, I think this yellow wire, if I unplug it, we should be pretty disconnected except for that, right? No, you still have the black going in. Oh, okay. Well, at any rate, we have that off. Okay, so I'm going to tilt that back up. Oh, here, I can show you. Here's how the connectors are coming in here and coming out, and that's 2 clamps behind this clamp here, and this is the stud put in for the truck, you know, the K5 single trailing truck. Okay, so now we have the motor. Now I heard a click. You know what that is. Something got picked up by the magnet of the field. Okay, there. This can come forward and stay there, I think. That should be okay. Oh, I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take the motor off. That way I can freewheel and see if I notice anything in the linkage or the wheels or the bearings. This chassis, I wish I had a rubber band. And I don't. Hold on, maybe I can get I know what I can get. Let's see if I have one. I think that's one right there. Come on, give it. Just pop it into my hand. Just jump into my hand. Okay. It jumped into my hand, but it has another screw in it. Oh, what the hell. There we go. Here's one without a screw. All I want to do is keep this from coming apart, flying apart. Here we go. One screw can do that. Okay. This is all the power with the motor removed, and now we're looking at the bare chassis. If I had one more screw out, well, you know, you're here, right? I'll take out this screw. I don't really need to, but I'm just going to show it anyway. Showing off now, okay. This is how all of this comes apart. And you'll see the bare chassis. And that way we'll check the wheels and see what we have going on here. There we go. He comes out like that and he just slides off. This is the bare chassis, and it has been highly modified. It has ball bearings on it. That's an interesting noise, a little noisy there. I don't know what that's all about. See what's going on, if there's anything in the gearbox. No, a little oil. We've got my box of Q-tips here, an old paper cup of Q-tips. Let's get that oil off of here. It'll just drip down onto the track. I don't know what that's all about. There's some grease that's all over on one side. Okay. All right. Well, there's no, I'm not a sloth in that, but there's no side motion here. None here either. There is here. I don't know why they're so tight though, but there's plenty, seems to be plenty of move there. I'm going to take this link off and see it one at a time. See what's going on. That takes this small tool here that I have. I'm going to look up here and make sure you can see. Can you see? Oh yeah, you can see pretty much. As long as you don't see my head. That's always the sad thing. I don't have a very pretty head. I don't know what happened. I think it was my grandmother. Great-grandmother, by the way. Yep. See if I can see anything that could be a goofy thing. Don't know. Can't believe. Was it 2 screws, 5 screws, 6 screws, and we got it down to the bare chassis. Oh, he's missing that bolt. I saw it somewhere too. I saw it laying somewhere. Okay, now let's listen. Wow, they all make noise. Well, let's just see what's going on. Wow, can't argue with that. A little lump, but he's got those beams on there. Ah! This definitely more drag. Yep. Well, there is some side play. Let's see what I can get out of that. If there's anything down in there, rubbing or whatnot, I don't know. There's something over here. Let's see if that is. What's that? Oh, that's... When I had the bare chassis, I put a piece of tape on here with a initial on it. And now this tape seems to have come loose. Let me get something else, see if I can't get that out of there. Get that tape out. I don't know if that's making a noise or drag or anything, but you don't want that in there for sure. There. No, it's still, there's still something in there, and it's still draggy. Still something in there. Nah, this has a break. You can feel it. There's a drag somewhere, somehow. Well, I can't say I can do anything. I'll continue to pick at this. Just see if I can get anything that makes sense out of it. Can't really see very well down here. Nothing there that I can see. Definite drag, definite drag. wonder if I can get that out just a little bit, just the tiniest bit more. Let me see what I can do with that. See if I can just coax him out a fraction out. I don't know. No, now it's worse. Lovely. You hear that? There's a snap. Don't know why. Snaps over this way. and it rolls a lot nicer. Snap that way, definite drag. I can't really see what's going on in there. This is the bearing that's in there, or one like it. Oh boy, you just don't want to take a wheel off. I'm telling you. Oh dear. Oh, damn it. Well, you know, oh yeah, you've gone this far, huh? You may as well pull out everything, and you know, if you're gonna get in it, get in it. It's all right. I need a cold drink. We will pause this. No sense making you all nuts watching this. I'm going to take a pause and come back. Okay, well, I got the axle out. I got the wheel off. The gear came off. All that. And I have this axle, and what I need to do is explain what we have here. so you can understand it. I was working on these engines, these 3 engines at the same time back in the spring of last year. And I was working on methods of keying the gear to the axle so it wouldn't slip, and being able to assemble the whole thing into this housing, okay? And you might imagine that can be somewhat of a problem. I'm just going to pull this off and get it out of here. As far as space and fitment and all kinds of stuff, and getting things to be nice, fit well, and behave well. So on this one, I left on the bearing that I show you, there's a flange like, and I left the flange out on this one to use as a spacer. Now on this side, the flange spacer is almost like a razor blade. It's very sharp. So what I think's happened was I fitted this one too tight, and it wasn't spinning. It was actually, well, it was spinning, but it was too tight. And so I've worn this flange down till it's like a razor blade instead of a flange. And I'm going to have to remove the wheel to get the bearing out, and I want to inspect it to see what caused this, and then I'm going to replace it. That seems to be what I'm going to have to do here. This bearing should fit in here and be, yeah, it'll, see, like that. It'll fit in there and it will be fixed. Okay. So I have a tool here that I use. It's a very dear friend who has passed, Carl Duffner. He was a School of Mines engineer in Missouri, and he went to work for the government and did some things there. And his younger brother was my best friend, but Carl and I hooked up later. He was a train guy, and he had Lionel. But we shared info and talked and whatnot. And I hadn't seen him in 100 years. And his daughter called and said that he had passed. He had some illness and didn't make it. And we're all, you know, getting that, right? Okay. So at any rate, she wanted to know in his train stuff, was there anything I would like? And I mentioned this wheel puller. I said, he told me about this wheel puller, and I have to say, I thought it was awesome. And so she did send this to me so I could have it. That must have been Loctite sealed, okay? I'm betting you that's what it was. A little Loctite, maybe, okay. And so I have it, and I use it, and it is a wonderful tool. Oh, it's not coming. I wonder why that wasn't enough. Oh, I just got to there and stopped. I wonder why. Try it again. It should come out now. I don't want to get too mean because I have to put all this back together. So anyway, this is how I have this tool, which is really great, and I use it. It's not working. Oh, I'm out of thread. Up here, Dodo. Okay. So, okay. How can I fix that? Oh, I have to use a punch. Okay, I'll be back. No worries. I'll be back and I'll explain this. Okay, we got it off. I got it popped and then it just came the rest of the way. It's okay. I'll do something on it. But now let's get this bearing off, if it will. There we go. Notice there's a bronze. That's also been worn down by friction of the wheel. This thing is severely worn down. This edge is like a razor blade. I'm telling you, it could cut. could. Now I wonder if this... No, it's freewheeling on the inside. I'm guessing I just had it in there so tight that it had a constant drag on it. And how the gear is held to this shaft is one of my experiments with a keyway and a key. We use these all the time, but we always had tools to do it, or we'd buy the gears prepared, you know. So what I tried to do here was file the notch into this gear and put in and grind a notch into this shaft, so this could go like that. It would get in there and it would get locked in, and then that was good. Not so sure, okay. Not so sure how that worked. We'll have to fiddle with this. I can see along the way. Okay, so now I'm going to see if I have this bearing is better shape, but it's a little gummy. I'm going to see if I have any fresh ones laying around. Fresh air. Here's a nice one. Oh, I hit my knee. There's a nice one. It's fresher. I say fresher. These all get played with many times. They're not really put in anything. They're just used for measurements and testing and whatnot. So this one is in good shape. So it would go on. Yeah, it would go on like this. Yeah, like this. Go on like this. So yeah, it rolls nice and smooth. Okay. I can see if I can get that in there. Oh yeah. Then I can see if I can get this in there. There we go. It's nice and smooth, no friction, okay. Now, what we're gonna have to do is make sure this aligns with that key like that and gets pushed in all the way that it can. And I can do that with my tools that I have. So let's see how we can do that. This is my spacer to keep it to the right depth. And then I have to push this in. I have a tool I use, so I'm going to pause and push that in, come back. All right, I got it set. Feels pretty good, and it seems to roll pretty good. I don't know what I did to this guy now. He's slowing down. But this guy wants to roll all day now, so that's pretty good. And I tested him with the track, and he's not, the wheels are not in too far. They have a lot of room in there. Those are fine as well. So we have a little bit of a movement in there, but it's not bad. The gear is keyed, so it's going to be fine. The only issue may be the quartering, to make sure they're quartered. And I sometimes can get a little give here and there, but they're pretty square that I can tell. So I'm going to assemble them and do a roll test there and see what we got. See if that takes care of it. Does this go in the front or the back? I guess it goes in the back. Okay. I always forget. All right, let's get this guy put together the right way if we can. Not the wrong way. I'll never do that. Oh, my hands. Sometimes my hands just don't want to cooperate. It's time for younger people to come in here and help do this job, I tell you. It'd be nice. talk to Margaret, but she has no inclination on this. None whatsoever. That's yours. I don't want anything to do with it. All right, all right. There we go. Yeah, let's get the other one on and see what we can do. Well, I shine these up, but you know, they get greasy and oily and you're going at it and you just do it. Yeah, okay. Oh, I think I found that other screw came off. Right there. Okay, good. No, that doesn't go there. This goes there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just checking alignments. Let's put the motor on and see what we get with a little power through the motor. I can do that. We can do that. Let's just do that and see what we got. A lot of backlash in there, doesn't it? I think it could use an extra spacer in there. It could use an extra spacer. Oh boy. Well, okay, here we go. You know, it always happens eventually, no matter what. you gotta pull the bushings, the brushes out and do a little extra. So okay, there we go. Check the spring. Oh, that spring's bent, needs a new spring anyway, so that's a good thing. Go ahead and do this. Now that the springs are out, you don't have to worry about them flying. One of them's bent anyway, so that's okay. Still got the oil stick in there, that's a good thing. Now what we want to do is get this out and leave that, so we can check out there we go. Check out the brushes a little bit. Yeah, they're not too bad, not too bad. Clean them off. You don't want anything to impede their ability to float, you know that. Yeah, got a little crud on the edges there. It's probably through break-in and stuff. These engines have gone through quite a bit of disassembly and assembly over the last months. Okay, now let's just ease this baby out. Leave those in place if we can. That's fine. Oh, they may not want to. They're magnetic like hell. Okay, here we go. Holy cow, he's got a whole raft of springs in there. Let's see what's going on here. Well, it's a little gummy, but not too bad. Get a clean one over here. May want to touch that up with a little alcohol. See what we got. Oh, hell. There went a whole mess of shims. Oh, you may not be able to see this. I'm just cleaning this with a Q-tip and alcohol. I get the crud out. The gummy, it's not gummy really, it's just dust. As you can see, there's some pitting. This armature has had some wear. I tried to bring it back. It's a good armature, has a lot of strength, but it's showing some wear. Let's see how this fits in here. All right, let's put this in, and then this, and then this. Oh my goodness. You want to make sure you can see air down there at the full back position, and you can see there is space, so the brushes are not captured anyway. When it rubs against something, it's actually rubbing on the wear plate, which is where it's supposed to rub. So it's not rubbing up against the bronze pieces. But that tells me that this thing has a huge amount of space there, which is a little just okay. Let's tighten that up. Along with the wear in the plates, you don't need it. Okay, come on, you come with me. There you go. get off. All right, now I'm going to take all these off, measure them, and come up with something. Hold on a second. Got my calipers. These I got off inline. It's called eye gauging or Origicow. Not expensive, but boy, one thing I like, the batteries last damn near a year. Yeah, it's great. Almost 2.25 millimeters, and that's not enough. I don't know. Okay, it could be. Well, this is a really old chassis, so who knows, right? How that was machined. It has a ball bearing inset, so that ball bearing may be a little thin on the flange part, the different, you know, thickness than others. So you could have. This bearing is good shape. Let's see where put my shims somewhere. I had them and I put them somewhere. Isn't that smart? Yeah. If you have them, you should put them somewhere. I don't remember where the hell I put them now. Maybe I put them way over here. Yeah. Oh, well, all right. I'm going to root through. I have a sort of a junk drawer, if you will. And I have some shims in here. I can see them. See what I have. So one time I put 2 ball bearings in. That was easier. I don't think I'll do that this time, but I do have shims. I see them. And I do have other extra bearings if I need to. I don't think 2 millimeters. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah. That is a lot. Okay, here's enough stuff here. Let's see. Let's take out the thin stuff and use them for in the end. These are pretty thick. These are pretty thick. They're probably 20 thousandths. Let's see what I have here now. 197. Let's try 2 of these. I don't know what that's going to give me. 255. I'm going to say that's probably too much. 255. $255. Now you got 222. There's a skinny mini. 237. Let's try 237. I don't know any better. Let's just stick these on. What I look to see in these spacings. Uh-oh. Why are you a little mean today? You got bent? Can't tell. Bent? Something's bent. All right. I'll leave you off. Is there something thin here? Nope. All right. I'm going to leave you off. I need one thing to do if I get too fat. There we go. Let's put this guy on. He's nice and fat. That ought to do it. Put this up Goes like that. Watch your orientation now. Get this in here, get this in here. There you go. Get lined up. Hold it in. That's tighter. I mean, it's not too tight, but it's tighter. So let's try that. Let's try that. This just may be the ticket. This may get us where we want to be. You don't want a lot of backlash. You don't want that armature floating too much. Now I want to see if it's floating too much. Let's see. That's snug. Spins free, no problem there. Oh yeah, it's got some movement. It can move. All right, let's oil that. You want those to spin. All right. Okay. Okay, now the brushes, we need a spring. Let's see what we can do with that. And I don't really want to use those. I'm going to get something else I can use. This spring's okay. This spring is bent. That happens putting them in sometimes. You're trying to hold them over and put the clip on. You don't want them to go flying and you just catch it. Yeah, this one's a little bent on the end. All right. I thought I saw a spring in this bag of tricks over here. Let me see. Maybe mistaken. I think I am mistaken. Okay, fine. Go over here and get another one. I have several bags of them. You don't want to be without springs because these all run on that. Okay, now let's see if I have more clip. What do you call them? Lead clips, whatnot. Let's see, I should have. Oh yeah, here they are. I got some new ones. That's always fun. Putting on new clips and not letting anything fly out. Right. I use my finger like that. I push it down and I try to get the clip on top of the spring, which is not easy. You don't want to let go too soon because you don't have it. It's not going on. It's not going on. I don't have it. Okay. Change finger position. Get your tip down more. Get your tip down more. There, like that. Now, see if you can't press that on. Oh, it's so tight. I'm bending it into my finger and it's just not going on, so I'm gonna try this side, see if I can get a little better luck. Don't know, sometimes it helps, sometimes it's a waste of time. I just want these to test, you know, it's really crazy to do this. I don't know how else you can do it. Oy. Oy. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. That's a bugger. That is a bugger. Okay, here we go. Maybe the thumb's a trick. I don't know. We'll see. Try it again. Thumb has a better nail on it. Maybe it can hold it deeper. Okay. Now just get mean to it. Get it on there. Okay, there we are. We're on. All right, now what I usually do for this initial test when it's just bare bones like this, I just use my DC power supply because I don't want to get out the whole tender and everything if I got something wrong. So I just tie this up. I turn down the power way low, not a lot of amps. Fire in a hole. Hadn't been on all day. Okay, here we go. looking and listening. I just want to see if there's any noise. We're doing 1 amp at 2.5 volts. Just for your information. Three volts, 1.2 amps. 5 volts, 1.3 amps. 8 volts, 1.2 amps. 11 volts, 1.2 amps. 12 volts, 1.2 amps. 14 volts, 1.2 amps. 17 volts. 17 volts is, you know, that's about what you're going to get out of the transformer. And it's a singer. It's just singing. I'll pull it down a little bit, load it up, you might say. 2 amps, it's burning my fingers. All right, I think it's pretty good. That's the Formula One in me. I like that rip. Okay, much smoother, much cleaner, no lumpiness, bad bearing, a good catch here, not out there. This I thought was one of the better engines. Now I know, okay? It is now, but it wasn't going to be. Okay, I'll return that, and I'll get some grease in here and put the grease pan back on. And then we can clean up a little bit. Think about getting reassembled. If we have time, it's 10 after 5. Damn. It sure flies when you're having a good time. All right, where's my grease stuff? Here's some pretty okay stuff. I go back and forth. I have red and I have white. This will run out pretty fast, but it'll get us a good lube. There's my stick. Wipe that down a little bit. There we go. That goes in the hole. That goes there. This goes here. Boy, that was smooth. Yeah, that's the ball bearings. Had a bad bearing. Damn it. Too tight. That's what happened. The flange was pressed in on the bearing and causing wear. And that's a lot better now. Okay, now, see how I have my spacers that I use for reassembly, and the gear puller that I use to get the wheels off. These are tools when you're doing engines a lot. You just have to have certain things if you're going to do a lot of it. Or you just can't, you just won't be able to do it. You just can't, because you won't be able to get in there. A little warm, but not hot. I mean, we were asking it to work, right? Okay, so now I got to pull these off again. I'm going to use some pliers this time. I used to brag about my grip, but I can't anymore. My fingers are too danged old. Yeah, too dang old. There we go. Those are working well. Did I bend that one now? Shoot, I didn't. Or did I put in the wrong one? Well, they're both a little bent. I'll leave them both out. I'll get another new one. You don't want to start bent, you know what I mean? Like starting out the race with a rod knocking. Well, that's not going to end well. Okay, so now I'm going to drag it over here and see if I can untangle any of this mess. A little bit, and there we are. We're untangled a little bit. Okay, about as good as you can get. All right, so now I'm going to put this back on. That was the last thing I did, so I do it first. We got it. Okay, now let's get this next one. Oh yes, yeah, I know. We can't do it easy, you know. We have to do it with your on one foot, hopping at the moon, and there we are. Now, everybody knows these have to point up, at least in this engine, okay? So you point those up. There you go. Now you're cooking. And now, then, now you've done it. Oh, damn. You can't. Oh, you are. Yeah. Okay, fine. How the hell to do this? I don't know how to do this. Don't tell me. He flew out. He escaped. I swear to God. Oh no, here he is. So that's why these magnets are very, very, very good to have. Now, okay, this goes to this front. This has to go to the back like that. So let's not get tricky here now. Let's just slide this baby on and don't break a wire or get all excited. Now see what you did wrong. You put it on backwards again. Okay, can we spin it around and not cause anything? Well, no, because it's on the wrong side now. Okay, here we go. You know, you're going to wear yourself out doing this. All right. That's the bottom. This is the top. You're installing it this way, upside down. You're just going to roll it over. Can you do that? No, I don't know. My brain doesn't work that way. Okay. So you want it like this. You're going to install it like this. You're going to install it. Get it out of here. It's going to be up here. You're going to install it from the top down. So flip it over like this. This is on the left side. Okay, now we got it. Now we got it. Here we go. Good God. Just get in there. Get in there, all of you. Yes. Oh, almost pinched my hand. Okay. Now we're cooking. Bring this over. No. We're going to do it like this. Okay, do it like this. You're going to be fine. There. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. That's going to work. That'll be fine. Whew, wow. What a mess. All right. Now then. What do we do next? I think we put this guy on. all of this mess. Now, did we check this for, no, that's clear, or is it? Let's look at it. What? No, I think that's just this cam rubbing here. It's not anything. We're not gonna fuss about it. Okay. Okay, this goes in here just like that. We have these screws here probably go there. There we go. There we go. Backlash is good. That's good. Drag this over here. Drag this under here. Drag this like that. Get this here. Okay. This goes there. You go there. You go there. We got little tiny. There they are. And that wrench. There it is. There's one. Anyway. This will do. Hold this PC board down. I must have missed the old threads. It'll hold tight. I want to be the next guy to have to take this out. Okay. Here, this goes in there. Good. Outstanding. Now, this little feller goes like that. That's great. That's looking good. That's looking good. And that's looking good. This goes into the smoke. We'll do the smoke later. Let's do the smoke after we get this guy put on. Let's try that. There it is, buried. You hiding? You don't want to go to the party? Monkey. You little monkey. Okay, he goes there, he goes there, he goes there. Okay, we got it. Then this goes on here. thinner one. Yeah, this one. I know. Sometimes I didn't really put these in the right place for ease of maintenance. I know. There we are, snug as a bug. Red on the outside. Oh, I bent a little wire here. Could have pushed that back. I don't know how that happened. There we go. Red out. Okay, here red is on the front. And blue is on the back. Okay, and this is back together, and we have a few parts left over, but they are these spacers, and there's space and the screws. I'm not going to worry about it. It's 5 minutes till quitting time. Let's see if we can get it rolling on the road. This always is this is the test of tests. I mean, if it runs, it runs, yeah. And you'll see it. I mean, you saw this thing was apart pretty much. Well, it was to the bare chassis. I had the drive gear out, the drive axle, and the drive wheels all off the shaft. And now it's back together. Main power is on. We have smoke and we have the fan. Let's see if we got any better reaction to anything, or did I just waste my afternoon? No, I didn't waste my afternoon because we had a bad bearing. We saw that. 12 volts. We're going 4.7 to the smoke, which is kind of low. That's not bad. It's starting to smoke now. You see it puffing out. I don't know if you can from there, but it is. Oh, your camera, you're not in it, are you? Oh, you can't see anything. All right. You can hear it. That's no fun. Hearing it. Let me get this mess out of here. There you go. Well, not exactly. No. Oh, I know. Maybe I could. Let's see. How do I? No, the other way. There you go. There you got it. Can you see the smoke a little bit? I can't. I think you can. Anyway, it's running and it's back together. And you heard and saw most everything in an excruciating detail. Now, 30 miles an hour, it will run. Nice and smooth. A decent chuff. Lost my clip. Oh, wow. Can you feel and hear how smooth that is? That's flat out. And it's not a rattle trap. There is something in that gear. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know. I have to make a mod on my piece. I have my notes upstairs. I can she'll be yelling at me any minute. I want to explain something. Pay no attention to that voice from upstairs. I'm looking for a blank piece of paper. Can you imagine it? I don't have it. All right, go to the last page. It's blank. Okay. In this motor on detector, what I want to do, we send power one way for forward and then the other way for reverse, right? So that's forward and that's reverse to the brushes. So the brushes will get positive and negative, or it'll get negative and positive. But what the trick is, I don't care if the motor's going forward or backward. I just want to know if it's on. So what I do is I take a rectifier that takes alternating current, and I tap into here, and I tap into here. And let's say this is negative and this is positive. So this gets alternating current. Well, in this case, it's going to get DC, but in two directions. And it doesn't care what direction it's in, all right? And then I have a relay over here, and this relay wants to know, is the motor on? Yes, no. And if the motor's on, it goes to puff and brake. If the motor's off, it just goes to idle fan speed. That's the idle fan speed. The fan's moving, there's a little heat coming in, and there's a trickle of smoke coming out of the stack, okay? Now the motor is turning, so I don't want to do that. I want to do puff, brake, puff, brake, puff, brake, puff, brake, puff, brake. Okay, so this is what tells me that, but this runs on 5 volts. Now this can get anywhere from 5 to 17. It can handle it. But what happens at low speed, it gets below 5 volts, and this thing just rattles. That's what you were hearing earlier. Hear it rattling, and we don't have the puff brake. Okay, so talking to our engineer guy that helps me a little bit, a lot. I can put a capacitor in here, and the capacitor has 2 sides, negative and positive. Okay, so if I put a capacitor in here. And I just picked a side, okay, we'll go there. That works nicely, then the power should come through that. I'm sorry, not that way. It only comes through one way. The other way comes in this way. Try that. Okay, so now I got to get back to the positive to positive, but what I don't want is, I don't want power going backwards. So what I can do, pardon me, I can put a diode in here and take that positive to this positive, and a diode is a one-way valve. So this is AC, or this is positive or negative, doesn't matter, but this is positive only, all the time, negative only. So positive is only going to come in here, it charges this up. And when the voltage is low, this capacitor is like a balloon. It fills up with energy, and then when you need more and you don't have enough, it drains it down. So this capacitor will quiet this down, and it will prevent energy, like when you're at 0, you stop, it will prevent energy from going backwards into the motor, to the motor driver, and causing a large delay when you change from reverse and forward. Remember that problem? So anyway, I had this last night at 11. I jumped up, got pen and paper, wrote it all down. I got it here from memory. But I'm going to do this to this right away. And we'll go from there. It's pulsing a little bit right now. I don't know what that's all about. Something getting hot? No, not really. Oh, hear that? That's the sound. The soundboard is picking up noise in the lines from smoke because the smoke is on now. This motor's running, all that. Anyways, picking up noise, and what I was told again to take the positive and the negative, put a capacitor in here to go from this positive to this positive, that negative, and if I wanted to, I could put a diode in here, and that would prevent any leak back, which wouldn't matter, I guess. Well, it would to the sound. So this will small, oh no, that wasn't it. Oh, not a diode, I beg your pardon. He suggested two kinds of capacitors. This would be a low, no, this is a high frequency. No, this is a low frequency. And then another one's a different kind of capacitor, and it's for low frequency. That's it. Two kinds of capacitors on the power coming into the whole soundboard system. Yeah, wherever that power is. Put those two types on, and that'll cut that noise. Because watch, let's unplug the smoke. See that? I unplugged the smoke, it's quiet. Alright, so we're going to work on that. The other thing is this motor is going 100 miles an hour, and I don't know why it does. It just likes it. Okay. The fan's on. Yep. Okay, we're back together. It's 5:35. What? Oh, wait a minute. These look like they might have been too close. What the hell is going on now? Well, it's 5:30, so I can't do a thing about it. I'll have to check it tomorrow. Wrote armature's loose. I don't know what that was all about. I may have to do some more inspecting tomorrow, see if I got something that can get in a kink. That's weird. Weird. 6 volts at high speed for smoke, and we're creating smoke. And you can hear the chuff is constant chuff sound. There we are, 50%. Good smoke, good chuff. I'm going to do that switch on the firebox and the diodes on that guy. And we think we found there's 2 capacitors on the motor control board that may be too high. And we're going to see if we got some 0.1s or something that we can put in there and see if that speeds up the reverse switching. I don't know. No reason for that. And it's a smooth running engine, I can say that. It could be my transformer, I don't know. It's been up and down. Okay. I'm going to call it quits, guys. I know I've outdone the video piece, so we'll leave it at that. And I try to do some cutting maybe if you want to. Just don't watch it all. I don't know what to tell you. I'll try to cut it.